Hello, welcome back to Monster Train. Today's episode is coming to you at 2:55 a.m. It's very late, but like I just woke up because I was very tired moments ago. Moments ago, it was like 2 hours ago now. I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting one, I fear. But I was very tired, and I went and I laid down and I fell asleep, and then I just woke up and I was just gonna go back to sleep, but I didn't fall asleep immediately, so I was like, alright, that's it, I'm gonna go do Monster Train. That's it, you can't make me do this. Because I was like, well, I'll just do it in the morning. But no, here I am. How you doing? How's it going? I'm doing fine. I have been very busy. It is my last finals week, my last, like, big finals week, so been working hard to get some prototype projects ready to send to the professor and say, hey, let me out. And that's what I've been doing. I've been off from streaming for 2 days. I've been working very hard on my project, and it's not bad. I gotta tell you, I'm pretty happy with the progress. So that's fun. But I've reached the point where I'm like, I've reached the point of diminishing returns now, where it's like if I put more time into this, I'm going to be making a worse project because I am burnt. But anyway, anyway, what am I feel very disoriented right now. I apologize. Do I have a question prepared for you today? Not particularly. What can I come up with on the fly? Let me think about it. Mm-hmm. What do I want to? It's tough because this is like I have had a few questions on my mind, and I don't I am very. I just woke up, so I. Oh, you know what I want to talk about? Actually, I want to talk about stress balls or like things like that. Do you use any of those? That's something fun to talk about. Something that's been on my mind lately. Because I have this pretty cool one where it's like a little mesh bag with a rubber ball inside, and the rubber ball has a bunch of little balls in it, and you squeeze it, and it like goes through the mesh bag. Really cool. The only downside that I can find with it is that it breaks, and then I am covered in the weird liquid that coats the rubber balls inside of the rubber ball inside of the mesh bag. I've been pretty good though. This third one, I got like a bunch of them because they kept breaking, but they helped me a lot. It's good to have something in my hands, I feel. And yeah, these are nice. You got anything like this? You like any of these? Maybe you use something other than a stress ball. Maybe you got like one of those fidget toys, perhaps. I always think those are cool, like the ones with all the switches. I think those are neat too. You use any of that stuff? You let me know. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I feel like I had some channel stuff that I was going to talk about in this video, but you know. Ooh. Ooh. Sorry, I was overcome. Wurmkin, Awoken, Rage Talos, Darkness Arcus, Diligent Seraph, Shelter, Restoration, Detonation, Forgotten Trade. Cool. I have been having a lot of trouble with this champion lately. I have had a lot of issues. I will not be picking Priory's Cloak, so Rationing Scales it is. You wanna take the KR and lose and then be confused for a little bit? Yeah, I'm down. Actually, nah. Corruptor, I feel I have so much trouble with in Relentless, though. Like, how do I keep this champion from dying in Relentless? The answer to that question is I'm gonna have to make a really big unit and combo this with Sweep, and then that unit has to win fast. But I guess both of these, I kind of want to play Corruptor actually. Thought about it a little more. I want to play Corruptor, so I'm going to. And we have rationing skills, so we play aggressive. In case Divinity, pretty good. It is a Diligent Seraph, so inherently Center Salve is good. Sap Tap is also fine. I feel like Encased Divinity is the best here because This champion is going to be living and dying based on how much we can overflow our echoes in Relentless, and in case Divinity means it'll be a little easier to play extract cards, I feel. Your choice there may vary. I think I should be able to take this trial. I do actually, I feel like I am reasonably awake. I feel like I could sleep, but I am awake enough, so we'll see how this goes. I was thinking I would do this all tomorrow, but it is what it is. Monster Train content creation as a whole has kind of fallen to the wayside for the time being for me. I feel like when I was sick, what I found is that I will be bringing Monster Train to you every day, no matter how I feel, until I am sick of this game. However, other than that, it's up in the air. I do feel like I am going to do Monster Train every day, though. Like today. And it's just sometimes I'm a little busy, you know? It's fine. It's kind of it's par for the course, I would say. Nothing too crazy. I will be fine. I'm just gonna be a little tired today. I can't kill this foot soldier. I could have focused on it to kill the foot soldier, but I don't think it's possible for me to take 50 from this boss, even if he were to hit me from full health. So, like, if he hit me from full health, that's 173. I would take 5. Put me at 45, and then 173 is 9 times 6. I would die if he went up at full health, actually. Okay. Yeah. So I could lose this fight. True. You know, it is also the change of the seasons. I could have talked about that today. Yeah, whatever. It's very hot today. Hope your weather's been good. I'm gonna take Echo Transfer. Wildwood Sap is okay. It conflicts Shelter, but regen is a pretty easy way to stay alive in the early to mid-game boss fighting. Yeah, don't really like these at all. Burst of Kin, Animus of Speed, Thorn Hollow, not a fan. God, I could have played Reap, Chef, Thorn Hollow. Damn. Well, don't worry about it. I'm looking for Animus of Will and as many multi-strikes as I am allowed to find. 0 is the answer to that question. How many multi-strikes? No multi-strikes. So I believe that what we have to do here is we have to bench the champion for a fight. And I need to play Thorned Hollow. I mean, I can play Thorned Hollow or Awoken Hollow. I think Thorned Hollow is a little better. I think you can do either one. I think that both are fine. But I like Thorned Hollow more. I know. I don't think it makes a big difference. I think that I do not want to play either of these units as my mainline endgame plan, but given the choice between the two, I will drop 50 gold on... I don't think I need the money or the +3 per echo on Thorned Hollow. He is going to be good for the bosses, and I am going to basically ignore the enemies and let them die to rationing scales. That's where we are. Also picked up Echo Transfer along the lines there. Forgot to state that happening. And I'm just going to not look at the chef. Look away. I should probably kill this foot soldier, but I was hoping to use Restoration Detonation to kill these enemies. However, if you're taking 36, that means that you're taking... Yeah, so 1 fracture kills, and then 1 fracture down here, who does not kill. 13 by 2, please don't hurt me. I'm gonna be fighting the good fight with Awoken Hollow's health bar throughout this combat, I fear. Big Restoration Detonation, extremely helpful. I think that should be enough. Also, this boss not too scary. He's 7 damage per round, which should be pretty well offset by these restores. However, failed to kill the foot soldier. That's not great. Could be fine. It is fine. Interesting position we found ourselves in here, where I had to go, yeah, for the next combat I'm just going to not play my champion. Or play him, just not as the plan. Kinda cool. I'll take another Echo Transfer. More damage scaling in this deck is going to be good. I will pick... kinda wanna pick Invigorating Solution, so I will. Can you show me a playable unit, Monster Train? I want Husk Hermit, Shattered Shell, or Awoken Hollow. Sorry, not Awoken Hollow. I've seen 2 of that unit. I could play Shard Soul Carver. And then take space. And then I can play Chef plus Carver. Realistically, I'm gonna play Chef plus whatever unit I am infusing Carver on. I think I don't hate it though. It's just gonna be a little awkward because it forces space. I've thought long and hard here, and I am going to the right. You're gonna show me a pickable unit, Awoken Banner. You have to. We have Eternity. I don't like Volatile Gauge in Wurmkin. Too many 0-cost spells. Wing Steel it is. Alright, here we are. Finally. So here's your question now. You got Shattered Shell, you got Husk Hermit. Which one? It's probably Shattered Shell, right? It's Shattered Shell. Scalable health from the... Oh. Ah, shit. If only I had done this first. If only I had done my infusion first. Tragic. How sad, how sad, how sad. So if I did my infusion first, because this doesn't work in your favor. I've been in this exact position before. I still think it's fine to Minor Refraction Shattered Shell. I've been here before though. If you do the Minor Refraction and then you do an infusion that gives it +1, it's not actually set to 1 size. So he's going to get +1 size. He's going to be 2 size. I hate that it works like that, but that is how it is. So basically I gave up one of my upgrades on Shattered Shell for a space upgrade, which you could actually argue is not worth it, because I kind of feel like maybe Shattered Shell just wants multi-strike quick here. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I think I am going to finish this episode. I wasn't sure if I was actually going to make it through this episode, and if I didn't, I just wanted to go back to bed. However, I believe I am going to make it through this episode, and what that means is I should put a shirt on. So I am going to be right back. Shirt equipped. Alright. So I'm thinking here, right? I'm really thinking. I think that this chef is worse than Thorned Hollow right now. So therefore, I'm going to play accordingly. I don't think that Chef offers as much value as Thorned Hollow does. Although Thorned Hollow does have a bit of a clash with Shattered Shell, there is truth to that. However, so why do I think that Thorned Hollow is much better? It was a pretty easy question to answer, I'm going to be honest with you. I think Thorned Hollow is much better because Thorned Hollow is not full health. And Thorned Hollow will kill Forged Disciples with Restoration Detonation. And importantly, I don't really need Shattered Shell to do the self-scaling stuff because I have 2 Echo Transfers. So the self-scaling stuff doesn't matter right now as well. So I can just kind of stack and we should farm. Pretty good about this run. My only concern is that Shattered Shell is missing a little bit of the sauce. This run is the perfect use case for +1 upgrade slot. Because I got that Minor Stone early, I almost think that the Minor Stone was wrong, and I should have just skipped that. Or Minor Stone, like, Thorn Hollow. Ooh, Minor Stone Thorn Hollow might have been cool. The time for that decision is long past, though, so I will not be thinking about it too much. I've already made my bed. I must now lie. You see, I was gonna do a joke here, but my brain is operating far too slowly for this joke. I was going to say something untruthful to subvert your expectations on the saying, I have made my bed and now I must lie in it. Hey, you can just pretend I made a banger joke there. Unearthed Remains is very good with this chef, so I will take it. +1 slot, very nice. Now, sadly, cannot infuse multiple things on Shattered Shell. I think the Shard Soul Carver is best. I would not mind giving him quick, but I think that Chef can survive the hits, and I will be fine. I just have to make sure that my healing plan is very tight for Chef. We can take draw. I have Forgotten Trade for the turns where it matters. We can take draw energy. Magic Shot. Or removals and duplicate. What would I duplicate? Definitely Echo Transfer. What would I do in the Magic Shop? I would buff healing cards. Awoken Banner's pretty worthless. I think I like removing cards here. Like, I like getting rid of these Train Stewards. But I also like just hitting the Magic Shop. I'm gonna go right. I feel like this is the sort of situation Steel Singer. I want you to know, I do love Steel Singer, and I'm pretty sure that you can win the game with Steel Singer from this position. But I'm much more interested in this Shattered Shell line right now. So, I'm sorry, Steel Singer, but I will be skipping. There's a Steel Singer and a Sketches. Wowie. The only pickable relic here is Cleansing Water. Yeah. It is pretty close, I have to say. It is pretty close between the Chef and Thorned Hollow. Thorned Hollow has a much higher max HP, which means he lives longer in Relentless. 100 versus 60. I'm gonna remove Thorned Hollow, and I'm going to assume that I will win Relentless because Shattered Shell is going to have a lot of armor. But I'll guarantee you that. I don't think that this run necessarily needs to hit multi-strike to survive. And I will think about taking quick if it's offered. I'm gonna we're bringing restores up in terms of healing capacity. And this should be fine. We're at 145. As long as I get the collector, I should be. Oh, I have rationing skills money, of course. Of course. I do not feel very good about Heaven's Seal. Absolutely not. I also don't think that there's a big relic that I want to hit. All fine, all fine. We should have looked. I don't think I even really questioned what I was offered there. In the last Magic Shop, it was Permafrost and something else. I should have thought about buffing up Wildwood Sap, I feel. I can play Forgotten Trade. It's pretty worth it. That not... I feel like that should have... I was at 4. And... I feel like that Unearthed Remains should have put me at 5. I feel like I didn't need to play that. Or I shouldn't have needed to play that, rather, is what I mean to say. As I was saying moments ago, I'm not sure I need multi-strike. It's helpful, do not get me wrong. It's very helpful. But we can make this Shattered Shell do very large numbers to all enemies. So the question here, without a doubt, is going to be Relentless. What's my plan to survive? I don't know. I think it's regen. This feels like lethal. Yeah, it is. I think that my survival plan is regen, and I think that, oh, nice spikes 5, a loser. Got him. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you a loser. It's just it's an emotional time. The tensions are on high. You understand. I apologize, Porcupine. I think that my relentless win condition is restore, honestly. And every time it's restore, I lose. And this is always a losing line to me. But maybe today will be different. Maybe today it'll make sense. Force contamination is good. Very, very playable win condition. Rainbow Lash is terrible. I think I want to take concentrated healing cards to keep Chef alive, so Focus Growth sounds good. In good faith, I will not take Cycle of Life. I will lose instead. Temple, Money Temple. Dylan. Multi-Strike. Cool. I think that Multi-Strike is better than Quick because we can take these concentrated healing cards and heal Chef after he takes damage. His health bar should allow him to not die. Hey, give me Trample Stone. Cool. Could have taken the Purple Wretch. That card is surprisingly not bad in this deck because it's 0 energy and is purple. But, very glad to have an Umbra Stone. Would love a Value Stone from this temple. Very nice. That goes on Focus Growth, because I'm going to play Focus Growth many times. All good. Everything looks pretty good here. I could see taking 10 more, but I'm going to take it easy. I think that this boss, Combat 5, has been tricky lately. Yes, charging up Self-Made Harpy, kind of scary. Spell Shield stops what? It stops Restoration Detonations, but Restoration Detonations are just bouncing off of Clergymen anyway. Not Clergymen, sorry, Sycophants. I think this trial should be free. Let's see if I get clapped. And clapped and also clobbered. To be fair too, with Cleansing Water. Should be fine. Need to get rid of Train Steward. Not a lot to clear out here, but I think that the Shard Soul Carver plan shouldn't be too bad. I really want to kill this Collector. I think I can live without the Trample Stone. I think that Shattered Shell will scale fast enough in this fight that I don't need it. The turn 2 enemy, the turn 2 Clipped Guardian, was not infused. So we got this win going for us here. I'm gonna hit Forgotten Trade. We have a 14 armor shelter out. That is a lot of damage. Good Chef? He's alright. Don't you worry. He's fine. The Spell Shield kinda helps me, except it doesn't because it got cleared on the unit I care about. I gotta heal, right? I'm gonna play Trample Stone. I don't need to play Trample Stone in this fight. Trample Stone can be for later. I'm gonna start spamming regen. I need to not get killed by Self-Made Harpy in 2 rounds, and I'm going to try my best on that front. I'm going to give it my best shot to not get killed by Self-Made Harpy in 2 hits. Self-Made Harpy's gonna do like 49. Yeah, 42. And the Sycophant, oh my god. And there's a Sycophant, oh dear, oh dear. Forced Contamination, oh, if I could have played this. Oh my god, Wing Steel just fucked me. If I could have put this on Self-Made Harpy, we'd have no problem here. I look away from Self-Made Harpy. It's so much damage, man. Well, okay, so the Trample Stone will help. And our Shattered Shell does big number. He does very large number. He does 174 by 2 with Trample, so I think it's survivable. With just a Restore or 2, yeah, okay. No problem. Not today, Self-Made Harpy. I win in 2. That win is definitely because of Trample Stone. I don't know if you saw how much damage it carried through there, but it was like 209. Thank you, Trample Stone. Ambient Charge sounds terrible. This card had its 1 run. I don't know if I need another Focused Growth. I have decent healing now. I think that in Relentless I need just regen now, so I'm not going to take another one. Take Pyrogrow. I don't really care for it. I have to find intrinsic for it to really feel good. The trinket shop over there. I am down to go left. Here's what I'm down for. Hit the pyre remains. Sure, sure. That's whatever. Spell chain intrinsic. Could have taken it. Pyre grow. Ooh, for the greater good? Or oh, it's melee weakness on strike. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sweep, trample, melee weakness on strike. Oh yeah. Thank you, Monster Train. I appreciate it. If these were one size, if I had done my infusion first, and I think that you do want to do the infusion first. I feel like there's no reason not to. Anyway, I came over here to duplicate Wildwood Sap. Yeah, I think that if you're going to an event, you should, in best practice, go to do your infusion first if you're going to do one in the same ring, because I don't think there's an event that can give you something that changes how you want to do your infusion. That shit stays the same, so it doesn't really matter. But you're only hurting yourself by... it's like a very niche circumstance, to be fair to myself, and I don't feel that terribly about it all. But still. Do as I say, not as I do here, I suppose. I'm gonna play Wildwood Sap. We're gonna be fighting the regen play. I need to also get rid of these train stewards somewhere along the line, but the longer I go pooling my resources, the better off they will be when we pay out. That's my philosophy. 575 gold, that's gonna pay out pretty well, I imagine, down the line. I have a good feeling. An incant shard, that is an incant shard. Fuck you, Arcus. I wanted to play cards on this turn. Why'd you do this? I'm just gonna draw 2. Missing Unearthed Remains is a shame, but I should be able to heal through all the damage we're going to take. Also getting robbed by this stealth though. Arcus should have taken so much damage up until this point. Look at these plus 10 restores really clutching out these heals too. Keeping our man alive. It all looks pretty good, I gotta say. However, it often falls apart when you least expect it. This is a daze, right? If that was another incant shard, I would have lost my mind. I would have been heated. So it feels like this is a good idea of how I feel this game plan is supposed to play, where you just overwhelm with such high numbers thanks to Chef's ability. And the melee weakness on strike is going to help with that tremendously. I put echoes down here because I would be able to fight force contamination if I drew it on that turn. And I did draw it on that turn. I am going to pop this boss. 4 melee weakness, oh my god, and another one. He's so dead. You're dead, right? Yeah. Just make sure I'm not taking damage for fun. 7 melee weakness. I gotta put my echo transfers on Chef because he's the one who's actually gonna pop the melee weakness. Big number here. What is it? It's 95. It's like 800. Yeah, it's 760. See you in hell, Arcus. Surprisingly, I feel very awake. I hope I'm able to get back to sleep. Oh dear. I'm gonna take Unleash. I think that card's fine. I said I'd take energy, I'm gonna take energy. Often, if I spend too much time there, I'm gonna talk myself into taking draw, and draw is not the right answer here. Mark of an Exile, very good for stopping Chef from dying randomly. Disruptor 3, yeah. I'll get an upgrade slot. Do I care about that? No. Well, it could let us do something cool with Wildwood Sap, but I have my doubts. I will live without it. Backstrips is okay. I'm gonna reroll. This was the case for Firestone. But we got a 3rd upgrade, so it is no longer the case for Firestone. I'm gonna drop 180 on a train steward removal. I am not going to buy Tempered Talisman. Hardened Hull does nothing. What's my... I'm gonna take this money and then just take 10 in the next ring. Should be trial free. My champion has 150 health. I'm going to drop on top floor. I will deal with the consequences of my actions as they arise. The problem here, of course, being we let the purifiers live. However, I think I need more time before I can kill 290s, so more time is what I'm going to take. And a pretty good Forgotten trade here. This card's doing well. You gotta give it up to Forgotten trade yet. The Shattered Shell's at 161 times 2. 110 times 2 baseline, so when he's... and it's not quite a baseline, right? It's not really going to be a baseline, because he's going to be scaling +2 every time I play a purple card. I think that the reason that this works where the other chef lines don't work is because this run has 3 lines of scaling, and other chef runs often do not have 3 lines of scaling for attack for your sweeper, and a lot of times you'll fall behind. 4 lines of scaling if you count on Stone, which I did not count it there, but you could. Yeah. Also, Echo Transfer is now minus on Echoes, but it's converting a temporary buff into a permanent buff at a worse rate, which is worse. I'm sure you can guess that that feels correct. Because like you go over on Echoes, right? You go over like on this turn. Perfect example. I am over on Echoes, so I just take the permanent +15 because those Echoes are going to go away anyway, and I don't need them to kill the enemies. That is the perfect example of what the philosophy is here. Yeah. It's all good. 10 regen should be fine. Should crunch. Force Contamination's cool. Wish I could get Force Contamination on the Shattered Shell, but I suppose it's fine. Returned Soul. It's purple. Wildwood Custodian. It's purple. I go left. Don't forget your Pact Shards. I am not 100% awake. Can't believe I took a nap at 1 AM to record this episode, can you? I didn't mean to. I didn't even feel like I fell asleep. And then here I am. Fog Slime's good. Refracting Lenses is not good. Fog Slime is good. I think the Refracting Lenses is okay with rationing skills. It gives a little more wiggle room, but like, similar to Pyro. I mean, I have a lot of money. I'll buy Pyro. Adding Repulserated Mandibles is alright. I want to put a -1 on Wildwood Sap, and then in case I want to duplicate it, I can. Permafrost, don't care. Didn't ask. Double stack, yeah. So I want to double stack Wildwood Sap. I will duplicate that. I want to -1 Trample Stone. Care about that card a little more. I should have checked for Value Stone. My bad. That's okay. I will get the full value of Value Stone. It's close. You could make a case for just overflowing and just having a -1 and Umbra Stone cost. I don't think it's that big of a deal either way. Let's play Wildwood Sap. Duplicate. I have 500 gold to spend. I will buy Serrated Mandibles. I think that it's fine. Hey, it works out pretty well. I don't want to spend too much on removing spells because of the Seraph. Fracture is the worst card. I don't want to be pinging enemies. 105 of 100. I am visual and it pointed at it on my screen. I have enough. We go. Where's my water? Is this okay? I'm gonna drink this. It's alright. Whenever I just wake up, I feel like water tastes worse to me. Like a lot of times I will drink water right after I wake up. Do you experience this? Let me know. I'll wake up and I will drink some water and it will just make me not feel good. If it's the first thing I do. Oh hey, don't forget it's Diligent Seraph. I consumed a spell I should not have consumed there. Actually, you know what? No, I would actually consume that again. I take it back. Because consuming that spell means I get to keep purple cards, and purple cards are all we care about. We should focus on consuming non-purples over purples. Because purples are what matter here in this fight. I remember the overflow mantra here. And we're gonna go... Thor, Return Soul. I will pull back... the Consume Spell Shelter. This is sadly Diligent Seraph, so he's gonna be stealth and dodge me for 3 more rounds. Consume the non-purples first. My regen line is passable here. Remember, regen not enough on its own to keep you afloat, but with a little assist, it should be good enough to keep us afloat here. And by a little assist, I mean Unleash the Wildwood. The regen will act as a mitigator of damage, but not all of the healing. It turns 40 damage taken into 15 here on these turns, and then I will have it going into Relentless as well. To just give you a little bit of healing. Not a lot, you're still gonna lose pretty quickly in Relentless. Oh, finally, Seraph. Finally, Seraph. Oh god, I've been waiting. This is a big turn, this is a very important turn. I think I might be able to kill Seraph here. That is how this turn is. So, we should make sure we maximize our damage. I will consume Echo Transfer, pays for itself, thanks to Bog Slime. I will play a Restore, I will play a Restore, we play Forced Contamination, Turn Soul, Forced Contamination. That did not do as much damage as I had hoped. Oh, it costs you damage because it eats up your echoes, that's why. I did not quite kill Seraph on this turn. However, this is how I feel this run is supposed to play out. I just did 3,000 damage to the boss pretty relentless in one hit. That feels correct. This feels like... Oh, I reaped my own chef. Whoops. That was supposed to be Restore. This all feels correct though. This feels like how this run is... This chef is meant to play out. Oh, true. I didn't have a spell. There. This feels like it makes sense. And I get it, I guess. You make your run game plan be the enemy is going to die. I am going to do so much damage. Cool. And so you take in like Chef and then some other offensive scaling lines, which we have multiple of here. We have Echo Transfer, very nice with the Encased Divinity, which I do feel Encased Divinity was not as good as I would have liked it here, but still fine. With the Trample, I think this boss will die very quickly. Once we get a roll in here. Because I am going to get, yeah, pretty big damage. I wish I had drawn... what is it? I'll just say it when it comes up. I have to look. Forgotten Trait. I wish I had drawn Forgotten Trait earlier. But, suppose you can't be too choosy. Pull back Invigorating Solution. So it's 14-19, you play Force Contamination, it goes up. You do... Oh, but Shelter does less? Oh, probably push some weird threshold there. I'm not going to pretend like I know what's happening with Trample Sweep. It's confusing. But... yeah, this all made sense. This fight's over. I win here. You go... Force Contamination. As soon as I see the X, because of how Trample Sweep works, I'm going to stop playing cards. Because with how that works, I see the X, I need to end my turn. What could happen is I could just push... I could push my damage up too high, and then some of the Trample wouldn't carry over, for example. So, like, the way that it works, I will talk about this because I feel like it is not retreading ground for a lot of people. Trample Sweep's confusing. Damage carries over to the front unit in the floor, so if you do... So, classic example here, you have a unit at the front with 100 health, you have a unit in the back with 2 health, you have a sweeper that does 98 damage to the floor. If you do 98 damage, you do 98 damage to the front enemy, 98 damage to the back enemy who has 2 HP. That back enemy then has 96 trample damage carry over to the front. Okay, makes sense? You got that? Good. The scenario changes if you have a 100 damage unit in, or like the scenario changes if you have a 102 damage unit in front. So you have a unit that does 102. There's a 100 health unit on the enemy side and a 2 health unit on the enemy side. Your 102 damage hits the front enemy, kills it, and then the 2 damage tramples and kills the backliner before your 102 damage from the sweep hits the backliner, so you lose 100 trample damage there in that case. So hopefully that made sense. If not, I apologize, but that's why I don't play a card there, because I could push myself over a damage threshold and then lose one of the trample kills and lose damage and then go, whoops, let the boss live. It's a very interesting mechanic, but it's hard to put into words. Anyway, thanks for watching. We made it, team. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave me a like. Subscribe if you want to see more. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.